I'm Aoife, the founder of Elephant and Kiwi, and today's video is all about how content, how satisfied are you actually with your life. I have a presentation that can help you figure out how content you are. The only thing you need is pen and paper, if you do it the old school way, or any other way you can record something for you. And an open mind, because what I'm going to do with you is not rocket science. So whatever I'm telling you, don't overthink things. It's not that complicated, really. What I would like you to do is put certain areas of your life onto a measurement, a scale, where we say a 1 is really, really not good, a 10 is excellent, great, the best it could ever be. So if I ask you, for example, to put down a number for your relationship right now, you don't have to overthink that. Just take a number from 1 to 10. Is your relationship okay? Maybe a 5 or 6? Is your relationship really great right now? Yeah, give it a 10, And if it really stinks, give it a 1. So don't overthink it, just do it. And therefore, and one more thing, don't lie to yourself, because it's not school here. No one will come around and look at what you've done afterwards, just yourself. So if you want to lie to yourself, okay, do that, but what's the point? So don't lie. If something stinks, give it a low number. If something's great, give it a high number. And if you're not really sure, but okay, then give it somewhat in between. And if you want to do point something, like, for example, I don't know, my relationship right now it's not really a 9, but it's close, so I give it an 8.5. Okay as well. It's your measurement. You will figure it out. And yeah, let's dive in. So I hope you've got your pen and paper ready, because now we start. We look at the different areas of your life and you put a number to it. So I'll explain what I think certain areas are really, because I have my definition. But if you feel I'm using a different definition, that's also okay. Just hear it out and you'll figure it out too, for sure. So the first area of your life is relation. And the first one is with your family. Put a number to it. How good is my relation with my family right now? How content am I with that relationship? Is it nah? Then somewhere in the middle. Is it really good? Then a high number. Is it somehow good? Somewhere in between, The next area is the relation and your friends. How content are you with your relation with your friends? How is it right now? Are you happy with it, or could it be better? And the last one, if that is a thing for you, how is your relation with your partner? Or if you don't have a partner, how content are you with that fact? And how content are you with your partner? So you should have written down 3 numbers by now, and we go into the next area of life, and that is your job. How satisfied, how content are you with your career? Where are you right now? Are you where you want to be, or is there heaps of improvement? What is it that you'd like to have better? So if you are happy with the way your career is right now, give it a high number. If not, a low one. How is the atmosphere at your work? Is that okay for you? Do you really like it, or rather not? And then general, how content, how satisfied are you with your job overall? What number would you put there? The next area of life is health. And with health, I would focus on movement. How much do you move your body? How happy are you with that? Because it could be that you're a person who doesn't move much anyway, and you know you don't move much, but you're happy with it. So that's fine, give it a high number. But if you are a person who'd like to move more, who'd like to exercise more, and you right now are at a point where you can't do it, then your number is probably lower. So you know how you are and how you'd like to be, so you measure it for yourself. The next one is food. How well do you think is your diet? Is it really good? Is it really bad? Is it somewhere in the middle? Is there room for improvement? Or not that much? See, what number would you give it? On a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is really poor and 10 is, no, the food I consume is quite good. I'm happy with that. And then a general overall health. What do you think? How is it? And yeah, just put a number down for that one. So the next area of your life is free time. How satisfied, how content are you with your free time? Regarding hobbies, like, do you think the hobbies you have right now are exactly what you need, or do you think there's still some room for improvement? So yeah, find your number. Is it really good? Yeah, I'm happy with my hobbies. That's a 10. Or nah, actually, I'm not that happy. There could be something different in my life. Then maybe it's a 3 or 4. Or maybe it's 1 because you have 0 hobbies and you would like having some, but right now, yeah, you probably haven't considered it yet. So how is it with you? And the second one is the amount. How much free time do you really get? Is it enough for you? Do you need more? Or no, is it really okay? The next area of life is finance, and I did split that into savings and pocket. And what I mean is, do you have savings, like money that you can just take to do whatever you want with it? Like if there is an expense just coming, you just can do it because you do have the money in your account. Like, for example, if you would like to buy a flight to visit someone that's special for you, do you just have the money or not really? You know what I mean? Is there money in your savings account or in your normal account that you can just take for anything that can just happen to you? Like, I don't know, your dishwasher breaks down and you need to buy a new one. Is that possible for you, or will that really upset everything? And the second part is the pocket. So do you have enough money that you can basically spend on everyday stuff that you need? Nothing major, but just, I'll have enough I can go by. Because, like, for example, you could have not much savings, but for everything that you need to spend for during your daily life is no worries. So the savings could be a 2 and the pocket could be a 7 or 8. So please figure it out for yourself, because that is quite a difference. And then the area of life, safety. And with safety, I mean, how safe do you feel at your home living? How safe do you feel at your house? Are you safe? Are you okay? Are you content with the level of safety that you have? The second one is surrounding. That means your neighborhood. Are you overall okay with your neighborhood? Do you feel safe there, or do you not feel safe there? So if you don't feel safe there, put in a low number. And then the safety in general, like in your everyday life, how safe do you feel? Is that okay? Are you content with that? Or is that a real problem and does get a real low number? And now the last areas of your life. First one's self-love. And I did split that up in self-worth, self-acceptance, and be a friend. And what I mean is self-worth. How worthy do you feel? Are you content with what you feel about yourself? Or do you feel there is a problem because you don't feel like worthy at all? And yeah, you would give it a really low number. Or would you say, no, I'm happy with the way I am and I do feel worthy. I do create some meaning for myself in my life and in this world. So yeah, put a higher number. Then self-acceptance. How happy are you or how content are you with accepting yourself? Do you feel you criticize yourself a lot? Do you feel you like yourself or you don't like yourself? How well can you accept the version of yourself that you are right now? Are you content with that? High number. Are you not content with that? Low number. And the last one for self-love. If you would know yourself and you would just meet yourself, would you want to be your own friend? Do you think like, yep, the person I'm sitting here with doing this test right now, that's a nice one. I'm happy with that person. I'll live with him or her all my life and I really do like that? Or do you think like, if I would meet myself somewhere, I wouldn't be my own friend. I don't like that part or this part or whatsoever. The next area of life is future. And with future, I actually mean short-term and long-term. Like perspectives. Do you have perspectives? Something that will happen within the next year for you. Do you know, like in 2 months' time I do this and in 5 months' time I do that. And this year I'm happy that I can do A, B, C. Or is there not really much going on that you know of? And you basically are just living your everyday life because that's it. There is no perspective for this year. And with goals, I mean, it's a long-term goal, something that you want to achieve within the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years. Like, I don't know, in 3 years' time, I would like to know how to do knitting. Or in 5 years' time, I see myself in a completely different job. Or in 2 years' time, I will do my exam at school and then I will do something else. So the bigger goals, let's say it like that. And with bigger, I don't mean it's necessarily really a big purpose to it, but just something for you that you feel I want to achieve within a certain amount of time. Within the next 5 years, I would like to have done A, B, C. That's my goals. And the perspective is really short term. Like within the next year, I see myself doing this and that. Or maybe not at all. So if you say, no, I just have my daily life and that's it. It already is more than I can handle. Then put a low number there. And then the last one is just overall. How content do you feel overall with your life? Like, yeah, I'm quite satisfied. I can give it a 7 to 10. Or, nah, not really. There's heaps of stuff that can change. Lower. Or, wow, not at all. I hate my life. Then really no number. So, yeah, that's all the areas of your life we'll cover for today. And what would have happened by now, I suppose, is that you do have a list of the areas of life and you do have a number written next to it. And what you do now is you scan through the whole thing and every number that is a 7 or higher, you can mark like with a heart or something, or if you have a color around you, a color pen, just put a color to it that is really nice, something that you really like. So everything that's 7 or higher is good. Great. Wow. Be thankful for those. You can be grateful. That's great. And look at all the numbers that are 7 or higher. Go through that and really be happy for it, because that is really, really good. And then you take another color or you circle stuff. That's completely up to you what you would like to do. And what we do need is 2 symbols or 2 colors. And one is, it is a low number, but it doesn't really bother me. It's okay, I'm fine with that. And it's a low number, but I'm bothered. I do want to change something here. And that is what you do with all the areas of your life that have a 6 and under. You go through those areas and then you look at them and just ask yourself the question, does it bother me that the number is so low, or is it okay? Is it okay for now? It doesn't have to be okay forever. Just, is it okay for now? And if it's okay, then that's okay. And if not, highlight those ones that are not okay for you. And eventually you could come out with something like this. That is my one. There are some hearts around. I took yellow for the stuff that I'm not happy with, and I took green for the stuff that it's low, but that's fine. So you see there's some yellow. And what I did do is I looked at all the yellow ones, like the ones that have low number, and I'm not happy with that. So I did write them down separately. And then what you do is you sit yourself down and you really think about it. And even there, don't do rocket science. I mean, you can if you want to. If you have the time, do it. Great. If you don't have the time or you don't want to, you sit down and you look at the number. Like, for example, let's say movement, health. My movement is quite low and I'm not happy with that. Then ask yourself the question, what can you do that changes this on a really quick level? And you don't do that for all the ones that you are not happy with right now, because that would be way too much. Let's say you have 10 different areas that you are not happy with. You can't change them all at the same time. Pick the 3 that are most important for you. And for those 3, you think about ideas. How can I change them? And you write those ideas down. And then you implement them into your life. Let's say movement. If I feel I'm not moving enough, what can I do about it? I can go for a walk. Every day? Probably not, if my number is already not that great. So once a week. And then you do that. You pick yourself a date that fits into your schedule and you say whatever fits you. Let's say Wednesday afternoon, I go for a walk. And then you put that into your schedule. You put that into your calendar and you make yourself time for every Wednesday you go for a walk. And for all the other things, no, not all the others. First of all, the 3 most important ones for you that you do want to change, you come up with ideas. How can I change them quickly? And then you start changing those ones quickly. And after a while, you might figure that it's okay. Now you are more content with that area of your life. And then you can focus on another one that you weren't content with in the first place, but that weren't your number high 3 priority, but a bit further down the line. So you go through this process, and in some month's time or in a year's time, you do the test again, and you will see you have changed and you might be more content with the areas that you weren't that content with in the first place. And I do wonder, because for me, it was actually an eye-opener. I created that test for my podcast, and I did it myself. And I figured I didn't know beforehand how content I really am. I would have thought I don't know, maybe 7 or so. But doing that test, I figured out, no, actually, I'm really, really content. So I do wonder, how is it for you? Have you figured out that you're actually more content with your life than you thought you were? Or how is it for you? Where are you on that scale? And did you figure out something new? And how happy are you with that?